today's video is going to do with my wrestling magazine autographs. There was a few that I forgot to actually put in the last one, so they're going to kick this off. And then there'll be the wrestling one for the majority of it. I appreciate that not everyone is into wrestling. Some of us, like myself, have fallen out of love with it, but still decided to sport a Hulkamania t-shirt for this because it's wrestling stuff, so I had to do that. Yeah, so thanks for everyone who's watched the previous ones, and I've enjoyed it. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and yeah, and leave me a comment of what your favorite autograph is here, or what's your favorite autograph in your collection as well. So I'll kick this off with one that I got at Star Wars Celebration. Was Samantha Aline, I want to say. Simon was actually in conversation with her. She actually portrayed the first female stormtrooper in Force Awakens, and Simon had met up for Dave, Simon and I to meet up with her. I actually pinched these display Blu-ray things from work, so give one, and she went, "Oh, shouldn't really be doing this." I went, "Just you stand around me." So we're like kind of around. So she actually says here, "To Chris, join the First Order," and then it says there, and then first female stormtrooper, which she was an absolute sweetheart to meet. One of the unexpected gems of Star Wars Celebration. One that a former manager, Andy, got me whenever he was at a gaming convention, was this, which is signed by Charles Martinet, who voices Mario. So it says up there, "Super Chris, you're number one, you're Pal Mario," and then I need to actually take it out because there's a Zelda sticker actually. So it says there, and then he's drawing a wee face, and then it goes like, "What's it say there? Ho ho woohoo!" But apparently he does the voice as well. He's actually signing it, which is something really cool. I shall put that there. Dave actually was at the Disney store, I believe, and his dad was with him, and he asked if I would like an autograph from Warwick Davis. So I actually have this, which says, "To Chris Yubnub," and then Warwick Davis, which is obviously Wicket the Ewok from Return of the Jedi. Courtney Taylor, who does the voice from Jack in Mass Effect, was always also the voice of Ada from Resident Evil 6, so got her to sign that. She was an absolute sweetheart to meet. And then my good friend Dylan did me some art, which I got Jason David Frank to sign, which is that there. He actually took a photo of that and put it on his Instagram, so he was really chuffed with that. David Morrissey, who was in Doctor Who, he portrayed the next Doctor in the first of 4 David Tennant specials before he left, so I got him to sign that. I think he was happy to sign this because obviously he was the governor in The Walking Dead, so he put that in front of me. Just he was really, really nice. I also have here a couple. So I have one that Dave got me with Stephen Moffat, and I have one here from Larry Kenny, who's the voice of Lion-O in Thundercats. He was really nice. I asked him if there would be any chance of getting an autograph, and he actually paid for the postage and sent it, one to me and one to Alan. So we're going to move on to the wrestling part of it, which starts off with Kofi Kingston, which says "Boom" to Chris, and then sends Kofi Kingston Money in the Bank. I got Lita to autograph this. There was one, she was planning to do London Film Comic Con 2018, and I think she had to cancel because there's a thing in here I wanted to get her to sign, so got her to sign that. One that Retro Wrestling did was Trish Stratus. So it says here, "To Chris, happy you saw my Hall of Fame speech live at Madison Square Garden," and it says Trish Stratus Hall of Fame 2013. So whenever because I actually owned both these magazines, so these were ones that I wanted to get signed. I also did get a Natty Neidhart one. I think they were just selling these, so obviously it's not personalized or anything, but it goes in the collection nonetheless. One that I was super excited to meet, and was one that I was a bit of a letdown with, to be honest with you, was Sunny. So it says here, "To Chris, stay cool, Sunny Hall of Fame." Obviously she's in and out of jail, in and out of rehab, and unfortunately she's just one that just seems to really fall off the rails. I have one here from Colt Cabana. I think he didn't have a queue or anything, so I just decided I'll meet him. One I was really surprised at how nice he was this guy, which is Kevin Nash. So it says, "To Chris, Diesel, Kevin Nash." yeah, he was really nice. I can always get Chuck Norris to sign him, you know, if I need to as well. He was really nice to meet, and some guy was asking if he had any Super Shredder stuff, because he was Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the movie. Excuse me while I take a drink. Summer Fruits Robinsons. My next one was from the late Jim Neidhart. He was beside Rob Schamberger, the guy who does like some art now for WWE, and I met him, put my hand up on his back for a photo, and he was just sweaty as anything. And then once I'd met him, he actually took his shirt off, so I was happy to get him with his shirt on. So unfortunately, both people pictured on the front of these are sadly no longer with us, and that's why I wanted to get Jim to sign this one, because it had a one on the front of it. Grandmaster Sexay, sadly no longer with us, and Scotty 2 Hotty. I didn't really expect Grandmaster Sexy to be as ignorant as he was. Whenever I asked him how much it would be for this photo, he went $30, and I went, "Are you joking?" And he went, "Yeah, I look like I'm joking." And Scotty Theory was too busy on his phone. So yeah, there were ones that I thought would be a bit more upbeat and a bit more vibrant than they were, and sadly they just didn't. Now, this guy here, now does that say Sick instead of Sid? Because that's what it looks like to me. This is Sid Justice. This was from the first WrestleMania that I watched, WrestleMania 8 in 1992. I remember having these magazines as well, because there was a whole big thing to do with Ric Flair and Macho Man, and it looked like Flair was with Elizabeth, but they'd actually been doctored as well. So it always just reminds me that it says Sick instead of Sid. So yeah, he was just one that there was nothing with at all. He would just seem very bored to be there, and just didn't seem to interact with everyone. You can see on my video to do with my celebrity mates the photo that I have with him, and that says it all. Whereas this guy was the complete opposite, which is Jake the Snake Roberts. This was obviously after he'd been with DDP and was doing DDP yoga, and it was in a hell of a lot better place now than he was way back then. If you haven't seen on Netflix, I think it's called The Resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts. Even if you're a wrestling fan, or if you're not, it's a really uplifting story. Obviously there's bits in it where he goes slightly off the rails, but just to see how far he's come, I would highly recommend you watch it if you have not seen it. It's a great one. I have this Raw magazine, which is signed by Gerald Briscoe and Jimmy Hart. I met Goldust, which is here. So whenever I got him to sign this, he went like, "Oh, mommy," and I was just like, okay. So he was a real character to meet. Really nice guy, and obviously I've met all the, obviously him, Cody, and the late great Dusty Rhodes as well. So I was happy with that. Another one sadly no longer with us, which is Ashley Mazzaro. Again, really nice girl. She was having, I think she did something on Instagram or whatever to do with raising money for some charity, and I said, well, why don't you put a box near your table, and then if somebody's getting a photo, ask them to do a donation. So I said that to her, and she gave me a high five, and couldn't have been nicer. And just another one that's sadly gone too soon. I have Papa Shango here. The autograph is slightly smudged, but then again, he did smell like he'd been, you know, a bit of the wacky backy, let's just say. I have a couple of magazines here signed by Bret Hart. Now, this one here I got signed. I have no idea what the dots are for. I don't know if that's a title range or what, but whenever I got it home, I noticed that in the corner it was starting to rip, which really annoyed me. So he was doing a I think it was Inside the Ropes or some kind of like Q&A thing where you can meet him again. So I got this one here signed by him, which I was really happy with. I just really like the cover of it, and just over Bart, that was just class. So another one I have signed here is a Hall of Fame 2005, isn't that? Book, which was signed by the late great Roddy Piper. I met him at WrestleCon 2014, WrestleMania 30. I also did meet Xavier Woods as well. Roddy Piper, again, sadly no longer with us. I did meet him again whenever he came over here for another Q&A thing. So I got him to sign this, which he, whenever I put it in front of me, went, oh man, I was in a really bad place then. And the thing with Piper is that they actually had to tell him to speed it up because the show was going to start soon, and he still had a lot of people to meet, and he was just taking his time with people. And just like, he actually did one for my dad which says, to Gary, keep kicking cancer's ass, which was nice of him to do as well. But yeah, he was just one that I had a thorough blast to meet. Just one of the greats. Again, gone too soon. One that you would have seen in the last video was Cody Rhodes, which I got him to sign this magazine here as well. One that I'm glad that I've met, but at the same time, kind of at that time whenever I met him, I'd only really known him for his TNA stuff more than his WCW stuff, and obviously this was before he signed with WWE, which was Sting. So I actually still have the ticket here from April 6, 2014, 99.99 autograph and photo op. And I just like the fact that it has one side not painted and one side painted of his face. I really like that. Another one that I'm really happy with is this one of Edge, which has Lita on the cover. Sorry, should I do that? No. So I wanted Lita to sign this, and then unfortunately she cancelled the convention, so I wasn't able to meet her there. What was that? Oh, it's just I must have just put that comic book thing in there just to try and keep it straight. So yeah, it just says to Chris Edge. And lastly, my favourite autograph from this that I have, which is this, which is my Hulk Hogan autograph. Obviously, if you know me, Hogan and Austin are my favourite wrestlers, so to meet Hogan, not once but twice, was great. The first time I got him to sign a magazine, which I sold on because I prefer to have the personalised ones, which was that and The Undertaker. And then the time after that was whenever I met him and Shawn Michaels, which actually Simon owns now. Again, because it wasn't personalised, I prefer to keep the personalisation, and I have a photo with them and the memories of it. So if I was able to help somebody else get their, like have that, then that's all good, well and being. So it says to Chris Hulk Hogan. This is actually from May 1993. So yeah, that's quite some time ago, but he was just brilliant to meet, and this just encapsulated Hulk Hogan for me with the ripping of the, I'm not going to do this because nobody needs to see that, and plus the fact I would probably struggle, but yeah, just this encapsulated Hulk Hogan for me, and it was just great to meet him and get the autograph, and just I think that was the first time I was really starstruck, was meeting him, because whenever you're queuing to meet people, just the amount of things going around in your head, and you're like, what I said, I say this, did I say that, did I say this? And yeah, he was just the first one that I got really starstruck in. So yeah, so that concludes my autograph hauls of everything that I've got. I hope you've enjoyed this. What I may do for my next video is, I know I've done 4 DVDs, but I've been collecting a lot of stand-up comedies just with everything going on. This was recorded at like late April, so it's coming out like quite late May. Will you be quiet? God, first time was, I don't know what it was, and then this time I'm doing this, and it's like, oh. But yeah, so maybe doing like a stand-up DVD collection as well, because like I say, I've been adding a lot of them on to watch, because I just find it's a real good pick-me-up at the end of the day, is just to watch a DVD and to laugh at, and I'll go through some of them. So it'll be my volume 5 of that, and it kind of rounds out, because this will obviously be 3, so hopefully I'll get that done as well. So yes, that concludes my autograph collections, and thank you very much for watching, and until next time.